Hello and welcome to Gierok Farms. Today we're going to have just a little talk and let you know, answer some questions perhaps about our driveway. So George has some facts here. We have our driveway is made of Purington paver bricks that came from the city near us when they redid the streets and the highway that went through town.
So we did look this up. We had to look some things up. So Purington paver, largest brick manufacturer for more than 60 years.
So the Purington Paver Company was founded in 1849 and it was located in East Galesburg, Illinois. They had over 800 workers working there, and they manufactured at their peak time 150,000 bricks.
In the city streets of our town near us, about 1914, they were put in. And there's some pictures of that in some of the old books. And so what happened when they redid the streets in our town, these bricks were pulled out, of course, and I think the townspeople were using them in their backyards as sidewalks and all sorts of stuff. So when we bought this farm, these paving bricks were in part of the driveway. I ended up redoing some of it, and I know we were able to get some bricks from some different people from our town. Again, they redid some more streets 20 years ago, and they were coming up with these bricks. We were pulling them out of the dirt piles, and anyway, it's an extremely hard brick. And the milk truck and everything else that was going on this farm was, this is our main run coming up here where he backs up by the milk house. Anyway, so I ended up redoing a bunch of this. I pulled a bunch of this out and we put new gravel down, and we didn't do it all, but we did some of it. And then we poured a little ready mix around the edges to keep everything in. And this was quite a project. You wouldn't realize how many bricks there is, or how long it takes to set all this in place. But it's kind of neat. It's almost like a signature here, being that the owners before us did some of it, and then of course that was probably in here 30 years before I redid some of it again. So, but the brick is still good.
Well, we came upon quite a few bricks, and we almost doubled the length of it from what was here when we originally came here.
So I made it a little wider. Some of them are cracks. They always put the good parts up, but still, they've held up. So that's the story behind the driveway. Again, they were using it in all sorts of streets in the cities and towns, up in this Midwest area. Yeah. So how long you think this is? I think maybe, I would guess we're probably close to 200 feet, and we're probably maybe a good 16 feet wide. The neat thing with a brick is you can, like concrete will crack, gravel washes away, especially with these slopes we got here. But the brick, if it gets out of place, eventually you can rip up a section of it and kind of replace, redo it a little bit, It is impressive to me on how hard and how much, even in the winter, blading the snow off of all this stuff, so many different times, and how it's held up.
Well, it's a really hard material.
Mm-hmm. Very well done.
It kind of mimics to me what I see when we've traveled over to my dad's home country, where they have all the cobblestone streets. Those are like made out of hard bricks, similar to this.
I think that's where this whole idea came from, obviously. And of course, they didn't have huge machinery to pave the streets like they did back then. So, and what I really would be curious, and I'm trying to imagine this. So you're talking the early 1900s. What they had for equipment, even to get them to our hometowns where the train goes through, you could imagine it was a lot of handwork. They didn't have pallet forks taking them off the train. It was people carrying them off, And even putting them in the streets, you didn't need heavy machinery to get this all put together. That's the story of the driveway here, and I wouldn't mind having the whole thing like this, which would be quite an overwhelming project, but it would take an awful lot more bricks than I think a person would realize. I think it would take semi-loads. Again, very unique.
So thanks for watching this informative video about our Purington pavers that are in our driveway. So if you liked the video today, please share it with a friend. press the like button and subscribe if you haven't. And if you like any of the Gierok Farms logos, like on George's hat, check it out at www.gierokfarms.com. Thanks for watching.